Hello, everyone. We've been really enjoying Worlds Without Number, Racial Little Dark. It's wonderful. And yeah, of course, the setting is our division. Hey, boys from the Baltic Star. You know who it is. It's the boys. Also a lovely Twitch channel. Hello, and welcome to Arcspire, the Climax, the finale, part 2 of 2. Before we go on our winter solstice break, this is the feast which shall nourish you through the deep white woads of winter. And yeah, gather around, ye hearties. The meal will be filling. Indeed, we always love a finale.
No, I just realized it's Leapon.
Yeah. Also, you said me hearty, so I assume the final meal is just rum and scurvy.
Oof, that's a rough deal.
Rachel, we have played both Godbound and Stars Without Number. We might have a conversation about how Godbound would go down, because we've had our own experiences with the mechanics. Love the concept, personally. Stars Without Number,
I loved the
always...
Godbound campaign.
We've played playing Stars Without Number. Madeline actually ran it. It was quite good.
Yeah, no, Madeline.
Yeah, we're big Kevin Crawford fans here.
Yeah, we are. It's the KC house.
We are big Kevin Crawford fans. Madeline ran a Godbound campaign that I thoroughly enjoyed, and Lee and one of the other players got into fights about constantly, so we had to stop.
Yeah, it turns out that we can't do sandboxes. We need
Yes.
I don't know, a Zen garden, whatever, like sandboxes that you carefully curate and point in one direction.
Yeah. We need to rake sand, basically.
We need to be railroaded.
Yes, this
Otherwise
show.
we don't know what we're doing.
This show sponsored by Fool's Moon Entertainment, who right now have a lovely Kickstarter going on that I'm sure we'll fish up the link for. And,
yes. Let me do that.
Yeah, they're a wonderful company. They've sponsored this stream, making it possible. It's very wonderful, and you should check them out because I think that they represent a positive direction in the tabletop role-playing game world in terms of representation and everybody who is, shown to pool their creative resources together. Ooh, you were playing the... Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
Yeah, it has
cookies. We're not sponsored by them, but I'm sponsored by my parents who just gave me cookies.
Yay!
Holidays.
Cookies acquired. Deal
Here, yeah, check it out.
Sponsored by Cookies.
It is
kind of.
right up.
Yeah, the Checkmate TTRPG. So go check them out. Give them a shout. Consider giving a follow to that.
Actually, Lee, let me make a spectacle of this real quick. I'm going to back it right now.
Oh
because apparently
my!
I hadn't yet.
Live.
I'm going to back it live.
Twitch.
Gonna back
So
it
many of
live.
our friends with their Twitches and their Kickstarters coming live at the moment. Do check them all out. Here we are. It's a spectacle, and as that spectacle begins, I bring you the spectacle of
be sure to
the
include your credit
finale.
card number and security code on the screen, Pat. We need to be immersed in the experience.
Yeah,
we
need that spectacle. What if we actually made a habit of showing fake and expired credentials on stream in the same way that giveaway streams will eventually accrue a group of followers who are there for giveaways. You will eventually accrue of followers who are just financial fraudsters who are just casually asked each other. So anyway, hey, do you guys see this funny meme about your date, the street you were born on, your grandmother's maiden name that gives you a funny nickname? And then that's gonna be our entire Discord. Anyway, greetings, dreamers. Come and look upon the heart. Our players come prepared to this, the place where destiny is made. Cass Fenborn, Daria Rathbone, Renrick Carver, and Vivian Helwa have been tasked with an important role. So, the Arcspire has become privy to the fact that the vital conjunctive essence that permits the Shenta to either reproduce or elongate their lifespan by about a decade, there is an amount of it remaining in the Grim Empress's domain, which was once an Aratu, reminiscent of their homeworld, far across the Sea of the Void, before she came and wrecked it with pollution, and turned it to her auto foundries. Now, in the wreckage of it destroyed by the war, there has been found an amount of it. It is being extracted as we speak, and the present plan is for a group of Spire sent to fight, more or less, the enemies out, and appears if they're attacking over land. That is the diversion. The membership of the Archspire is known, broadly speaking, to the spies of the Grim Empress. If the heaviest hitters in your outfit were conspicuously absent from such an important mission, it would be noted. But you are rising to prominence and have shown great promise. Something that the enemy's spies might not yet be aware of, and you could feasibly be sent on another mission, or handling the knock-on effects of some other missions you've done, like the Elysium in the Sky, presently forming.
Yeah,
over the
both of my
Arclands.
missions went so perfectly that I've been chosen for this elite squad. They didn't have terribly disruptive consequences at all.
Yeah, not at all. And
We're definitely not the protagonists of Claymore being sent on their third kill these awakened beings quest.
Yeah, it would be crazy if you didn't come back alive, eh? So yeah, no, you guys are
crazy if
you
you
have been
died.
chosen. You have been chosen to make ingress by way of an elemental chasm, which will be opened up by one of the higher-ranking guardians who has the magical means to do so. So it's not like there's a secret tunnel to where you're going. It's like there's 300 feet worth of stone that's about to get opened into a secret tunnel to where you're going. The areas you're going into are rife with perpetually burning natural gas fires, ash, strange miasmas, and what remains of the automated hordes of the Grim Empress, or automata seeking to destroy all members of the Concordat, like themselves. And
Sounds like standard.
it is under these pretexts that you are brought to a deep stone cave, and a somber figure raises their hands, intones in a voice beyond sound, a great rumbling in the stone, and before you cracks and gives way the rock. And then, holding it open, leaves you to go bidden forth to the spot where the destiny of the Archspire could yet be rewritten. Retrieve the vital essences, and hopefully make it out alive.
This is what I've been training for my entire life.
Yeah, if anybody has any cool one-liners or like doubts they would like to spout at this time, this is a great opportunity.
I expect us to keep a high moral standard and not make a bunch of conjunctive vital essences jokes, even though I know we all want to do it. But we have to definitely show respect for the Shinta, our teachers and masters, and not joke about how weird the reproductive systems are.
Why would we joke about it? It seems kind of normal to me.
Indeed, as the plan is
I
put
look
into...
at cats like, how do you reproduce? I'm an expert in human anatomy.
You look at the
They're not
face
that
of somebody
similar.
who hasn't had sex for 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
JK.
Yeah, so...
Well, I mean, like, we were raised knowing that this is how the Shenta
yeah,
do it. Doesn't seem all that weird. Oh, I guess you're not, like, from the Archspire. I'm not
No,
really either.
I'm a peasant stock. We make a lot of dirty jokes about it because we think it's weird. Mildly resent our overlords. It's fine.
To each their own.
Indeed.
But I
Technically
mean,
speaking, they don't, lord over you. They just happen to be the big power next door. But the Reclaimers might want to change that. So,
I mean,
yes, as you
you
all
can make
prepare
any
to head
jokes you
forth,
doesn't change the fact that they
if
helped us.
if
win.
if a representative of each faction could roll me a D100 real quick. Thank you, Failing
Oh,
and
no.
Flailing, for that plus 10 to the
Always go
Arcanist.
badly.
Ah, yes.
I leave this in
The Arcanist super fan. What will Renrick get next? He's already got like a wingsuit and a flamethrower. It's gonna be like
Well, unfortunately for
Glorious
him,
crown.
Oh.
unless I misjudged and they should be at 96 right now, their resources are otherwise allocated at the moment. They trust that Renrick is well equipped and prepared. He'll bring his mind, the greatest weapon an Arcanist can wield, to the fray.
Meanwhile,
And a flamethrower.
Absolutely.
The second greatest weapon an Arcanist can wield.
God.
Never leave home without it.
Yeah. Daria, what kind of weapon do you wield?
Crossbow.
Okay, and what kind of armor do you wear?
Pieced armor, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, before arriving at the site, would have been brought to the arsenal and said, "We have managed to acquire this from the stores to help you on your way." And yeah, you see a bit of a pieced armor. You find a masterwork pieced armor. This, the bits of metal on it are in fact actually lacquered chitin molded into place, and the leather a more durable yet more bendable yet thick composition without impeding your motion. Its AC is 1 higher. Its AC is
pretty.
1
Thanks.
higher and is not considered mundane for things that would destroy armor. Oh my goodness, a reroll from Rachel to Arc. Thank you for the bits so much.
Oh shit! Nice.
Just in case you need a Lee roll in the dungeon. And are either of the Reclaimers going to give me a roll?
I was
Well,
expecting
Cass, if you want
not
up
Cass to be in charge.
Or let's look after you. No, after you.
Figured
No,
you-
Oh,
no,
big
really.
numbers. Big numbers.
Indeed. Well, there's a big number in your heart, Viv. Speaking of which, as henchkeeper, are you going to bring somebody? This is a bit of a fly under the radar raid into violence.
True, true. Daria, are you skilled as a chirurgeon, or do we need some healing
We
assistance?
might need.
A post-roll bonus for the Arcanists. All right. Well, don't worry if you got to make another. You now literally only have a 4% chance of failing into faction influence roll right now, Renner. Alright. A Mets
Oh my
has
God.
just changed out somebody's books.
I swear to fucking God, whoever's giving the Arcanist more shit.
Fantastic.
So we have remember
Thank
everyone,
you so much.
we have a reroll up the sleeve. And I don't know why I felt the need to pantomime that for the audience.
By the way,
We don't know what things are
you
unless you
also
show
have-
them to us.
Yeah, exactly, boys. You know, all it's actually
check
it's
your
it's, it's
Facebook
actually Grim Empress actually she's actually out for New Year's, and nobody's really working at her, like, you know, Doom Fortress upon the coasts. So you might run into like the janitor, but obviously, you know, Diesel Shot does not approve of attacking the janitor. Don't be like that. Dick move.
but yeah, no, like
Absolutely.
obviously, if we see the janitor, we're just gonna say "Salut, comrade," and
Yeah.
kinda
Class
leave it at that.
solidarity.
Yeah, no.
Class solidarity.
Yeah, class solidarity with the janitor. You two are also like the janitors of the Arc Spy. You clean up the mess, you know.
Yeah, we really are. By the way, Lee, check your Facebook sleeve. You should find something that will be extremely useful for tonight, which I highly encourage you using.
Well, you know, I wasn't thinking that would be the art, but you know,
But it is.
I'm inspired. I'm
But it is.
inspired as I find
That's right.
Jorvik.
That's a good girl. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do you mind if
That's what
Jorvik
I
looks
thought.
slightly different? I might not be able to find OG Jorvik. Actually, wait, that's not Jorvik. Whatever, it's Jorvik now. It's Jorvik for the day. You're Jorvik of the moment, if you don't mind, if you will.
Jorvik de jour.
Solidarity to the janitors. Indeed, boys, indeed. Listen,
That should be the title of this. Honestly.
when the dust settles, like the janitors shall inherit the earth, Jorvik. They're the only people who can clean up the mess. Yeah, and there is in fact a crabulon here, a crab-headed friend, clacks their skull crane of a claw.
Okay, so is Crabulon the species? Like, is this Crabulon have a name after, like, being in all of the
Yeah,
sections?
Viv, what is this crabulon's name?
Well, I probably would have asked it in Bithin, since I actually can sort of speak it.
Yes, indeed.
So you tell me, what's the Crabulon's name?
Sael. C-A-E-L.
C-A-E-L.
Yes, you would note that is a Bithin name.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. All right, I'll write that down in my inventory list.
Sail Rabula. Oh my god, Sail Rabula, Crabula. So yes, the group approaches through the hole made. You know that you have an hour that tunnel will be sustained. And
How do we get back out
Make it count.
with our stuff?
you do the mission inside of an hour.
Oh,
You've gone from a war camp that is posted up close to the enemy territory, and you are not too far from the shaft now. You'll need to make your way through some tunnels into a bit of underground remaining automated facility, and then through to the still burning shaft. Now you come upon the miasmas, and you see an open river of gunky dark substance. A choking, polluted liquid, unfit to sup for any species. And yeah, you get. Did I actually put you on the map, or am I just talking out my neck?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
I
put
didn't.
us on the map.
All right. Yeah, you gaze upon.
I was gonna
No.
add.
You gaze upon Lee's work, ye mighty, and Lee spare.
I do.
Every time.
I have
There's
no
no
words.
respite. Every time. It just comes at random sometimes, man.
I mean, it comes out at night mostly.
Ha 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 ha.
As you can see, we're all quite giddy.
Idly.
Alright. Well, I think we all know who's leading the charge.
You see a larger chamber to the left where there's more gathered gases. There's a billowing before you, Cass.
No time to dawdle. I put my helmet's visor down.
All right, you put your velvet's visor down. You know.
Good job, Cass. I see you've chosen the 10-foot pole strategy of choosing traps, except you're the pole. We still hurt you.
Well, we don't like to phrase it like that. We choose to thank Cass for her sacrifice.
I don't know what you're talking about. Everything's fine so far.
Yeah. So, Cass, you
Tell me where I need to-
feel weirdly like you're vaguely aware of the fact that you're sweating, but you can't feel the liquid of the sweat on your body. As you move through the cave, there's like this spectrum shift as you enter into this polluted Aratu. You get a true whiff of this gunk, and you realize that your stomach feels like it's being peeled like an orange.
That's
And-
not fun.
Everyone down here makes a physical save.
Everybody.
That's uncomfortable.
Feel your
Well,
buddies.
We fail a physical save.
All right.
I don't know about you.
All right. So
I'm
everybody
fine.
who isn't Cass Fenborn gains 1 system strain.
As you do.
You feel like
Gonna
you're
have to try harder than
acclimating
that.
to the weird terrain, but prolonged exposure or intense exposure might still be an issue. Cass, you do know does seem to be a bit of a hole here that a whole clamber might be able to clamber through. Otherwise, there's this goop before you blocking the ways that you're aware of.
Well, I mean, like, did we bring rope? Seemed to be some stalactites.
Yeah, so it's important. Yeah, I imagine you did, but
Who here can tie
you?
rope? Who here fucking can? 'Cause I can't.
I never got my rope tying badge growing up.
Alright. So, Lee, what I'm thinking of doing is this something that one could jump over? If one were me.
You're gonna have to clear 15 feet. That's not impossible. It's not guaranteed.
Sure. So
Can
what
I
I'm
fit in the
thinking
hole?
is
Yeah,
a
Daria.
rope from here to here, and everybody kind of holds onto the rope and runs to the and walks like on the wall to the other side.
Certainly. So you like getting the rope, you size it up. Daria, you approach the hole. You examine the hole. It looks like about a Daria-shaped hole. With pieced armor, you should be able to make it through with minimal scuffs to the shoulder. And you did get a more maneuverable set before heading out. You think that you could go in? You'd be prone, but you can go in.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Is that your hole? The hole made specially for you?
Yeah. So
I feel
Yeah,
like I
like-
should know what that means.
Well, you
but-
know, I'm sure any partial rat marked could use it. There are just so many of us around.
yeah. So you poke your head in the hole. You see that there is another. There's a point out, you know, slightly to your east. It's perhaps 20 feet long. You just kind of stuck your head in, and it's like you're in an awkward crawl space, but you think you get through.
Yeah, I'll go check it out. Well, actually, Ahmed's could have done this, but, you know, he's busy, probably back at the tower, avoiding the main charge, plotting something terrible.
Yeah. So Cass, you're gonna try and like gather this rope and then throw a lasso, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna maybe. Yeah, you know
Sure.
what? That's not a bad idea. But I was thinking that she might get to the other side and
Sure.
hide in it.
Give me a shoot skill, a dex shoot skill test. Oh wait, no, you want to run across. Right, never mind. Give me a
Well,
strength.
I mean,
exert
I would.
to run
So,
away.
all right. What I'm actually thinking of doing, honestly, if I'm assuming that Daria's going to get to the other side through this hole, I'm just gonna tie it nicely on this side. Make sure that it's really secure enough that it can actually sustain
All right.
my weight, which is
Yeah. So
not an easy task.
So Daria, you see some winding paths in not the right direction to your east, and then to the west. Around here, you see a bit of a corner here and here.
Yeah, I'll go the direction of the other side of the hole.
Yeah, there's a bendy path this way, which should lead back towards where you were.
Alright, let's check it out. Waiting for, like, the I guess poisonous spider? I don't know what spiders have. To jump out and bite me.
Yeah. So
They have venom.
I would say everybody who's like eyes up in the direction that Daria is, but Daria with the modifier of 2, give me a whiz notice test.
Oh boy.
Dun dun dun.
Alright.
Let's do it. Let's see if I'm an observy boy tonight.
Quiz notice.
Nope. Cass is not an observy boy.
You've got your visor down, I guess.
Nice. Good
So-
good seeing
Remembering,
you.
I don't know, your Girl Scout knots.
So Renric, you see a vague like there's a smoothness to these
She's
tunnels,
very
but there's
good Girl
also a
Scout now.
harshness. You see like a hard break in the walls at certain points across from here. It's hard to be sure like the focus of it, but it's just like bits of it seem like pressed in or out. The way that like rocks are depicted in video games when it's not part of the terrain, but it's like clearly a prop they've placed to stop you from walking up a mountain. Viv, you get a better idea that it's like, you know, vaguely like around this stalactite. I don't know which ones they are. And this area, Daria, coming from your perspective and with a 10, you get a clear indication of this like fault area, which seems to be pretty unstable. And it's kind of like if someone were to make like a significant impact here, it would result in possibly a little shaky. And they're not really.
Ooh.
Tile I chose isn't really showing up on this backdrop, so let me use quick Lee tile to
Oh, so this stalactite's not stable, or what is it?
like this whole like bit of cave isn't. Like there's like a line running from floor to ceiling.
So no sudden movements.
Oh boy.
I see.
So yeah, that's what you deduce, Daria. You don't really hear anything scuttling. In fact, the place feels like ominously quiet and dead. Like if this is a naturally forming cave, there should be stuff here, but the only sound of motion is the gurgling of this dark substance.
That seems healthy. I think we should go towards it. I was joking. That was,
Scuttle.
I mean, that's what we're kind of gonna have to do. If we're...
Yeah.
You were joking. Also.
Cass, you see Daria entering stage right.
Just on time. A toss to the other end of the rope.
I mean,
Alright,
that's
yeah, I'll try to secure it somewhere.
a pretty basic toss. Daria, you think that you can probably, as long as you just go with, the tip of the stalactite, you can do so safely?
Okay, we gotta try it. I'm
Okay,
gotta
I'll
be very
redraw
careful
that,
here.
that line.
So, like, maybe, I don't know, Cass, if you can tiptoe or, like, crawl, I don't know.
I'm going last.
Good plan.
Yeah, so this would be either a Dex exert or, at your preference, a Dex sneak.
I feel like they might have advantage or some other benefit
Guess
to
it
it,
is the
because
same
it doesn't
thing.
seem all that difficult if we did our jobs right on the tying.
I mean, the DC...
Oh, sorry, you meant Daria tying. Never mind.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so you fasten it. And with that, yeah, there is a rope fastened across.
I
Excellent.
also call out, I mean, I did have a grappling
Yeah, so
hook,
basically it's just gonna be
but-
like a vertical... Oh, this is honestly more secure. I think I might
That's
have a
true.
grappling
The
hook,
grappling
too.
has
don't
failed
really
us in the
remember.
past, but we do almost die a lot. I mean, it's probably unfair
True,
to blame
we
the
do.
grappling hook.
And, Goop, you
That
should
is
be able to move Jorvik and
completely
Kale now.
correct.
Kale now.
Oh, thank goodness. All right, crab time. Away we go.
Vertical rock
Oh, I'm
wall
sorry.
climbing,
Okay.
assisted
How is
by
the
rope. Should
crab
not
going
be super
to
hard.
climb
They have
this
hands.
rope?
Kale has
Okay.
hands. Sail has hands.
Yep.
Just
Sail.
extra hands.
And,
All
and a
right,
head claw that could be used, shimmy.
Well, I'll go first.
Yeah, so this is not like a skill test necessarily. You guys make it across as long as you have time, you're being careful. Important note, Viv, for Sail to get there, do you have him walk over this bit?
I was gonna say go along the. I was just hopping them over, but I would say yeah, following along and not going in the part that has a bunch of cracks in it.
Right, so...
Oh my god, I literally never realized failing and flailing was James before. Just...
This whole
Actually, you know what?
time.
Jorvik will stand over here. Jorvik can stand
Yeah,
and
he-
cross these and go stand over there.
Yeah, Rachel, you should be able to post links. I think that I killed the bot functionality that would clap you for it. Yeah, so you shimmy-ya, shimmy-yay, hey, across the way. You see the friendly Jorvik on the other side. Hey, things seem to be fine. Jorvik's over there. But, yeah, Renric and Cass are the last over, I believe. Very polite.
While
Renric
the
is-
first people are going over,
Mhm.
Renric would take a closer look at the black pit.
Mhm.
Does anything stand out about it? Does it look like the black goop that we've seen before?
It does. It strikes you with some similarities. I would say give me an int notice.
All right.
Yeah, so Renric takes it in. Renric considers it dangerous to go alone for Renric, as Renric, you by lucky chance find there's like a recessed area before the goop, right? And there is like on a crevice over it, there's like this flange of what looks to be rock due to the grayness, but it's different than the mineral composition around you. You crack it off. It is actually what appears to be some sort of fossilized or petrified fungus, and there's bits of like tracing that almost looks like the goop inside of it. And as you consider it, you believe that this is highly deteriorated biological matter. You recall that an event known as the Shock presaged the invasion of the Grim Empress into the Saratu, and it began a process of bioliquefaction. It's never made exactly clear in the records how this happened, but the end result is most of the organic life of the Ratu died during the ecological collapse triggered by the Grim Empress.
She's so bad.
Oh my.
I like how she's literally like Skeletor levels evil.
So
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
yeah, so you think that this is a liquefied fossil biomass. This is dead life mixed with what was once a living stream of underwater life, underground water, basically. And it would have all the sorts of cellular life and very tiny fishes that you would expect in a cave. And even like slightly different ones, because you note bits inside of it showing an impressum of where these things would rest. And it's almost like you can perhaps see the spinals of some sort of jelly-like creature, and you know that the Shenta weren't the only creature of their planet that could naturally float. So there's questions about what sort of stuff would have been down here, and some of the holes around here have markings like faintly of a fin or membrane brushing along it long ago, creating the pattern as part from the rock formation. And you, from this, intuit that this gas is probably being released from pressure fluctuations at the nexus of these hotspots. And you note there's a very large, like, cloud of gas up ahead. And you have a theory, an in-game theory, about how you could potentially disperse it temporarily.
Okay.
Well, damn.
That's helpful. Nice. Okay.
I slap you on the back and say, "Get on the rope, nerd."
I do so.
Yeah, he rope you up across.
But nope.
Do you cross the line?
Go the line.
No.
Don't do it. No.
This is the correct section. Yes, yeah. All right, and then Cass. Last but not least, you also shimmy on, shimmy.
I feel like I should probably, considering my weight, make a roll for this, like a dex.
I mean, I'll give you a dex exert to see how like artfully you cross.
Yeah.
But I sort of thought like, you know, if you have the rope set up, you don't have to.
I mean, yeah, like, I obviously have, like, the practical... Yes, I came up with a smart solution to this, but also I weigh about the same as a
Okay.
car, so...
Yeah,
let's
but it'd
do
be like a
this.
luck save to see if the rope snaps. Like, you're strong enough to support yourself.
Yeah. You cross the line, you open your eyes.
Yeah, fair enough.
You do well. You
Alright.
exert yourself well across the line. You're all in this northern little section. You see a passage to the north that seems like it like collapses, but then there's like a hole maybe in it to the north, but you know, who's to say how one could reach there? And then you see this crack, and you see this gaseous, you know, fulmination. So, Cass, are you just gonna like walk through?
Yeah.
Okay. So around the time Cass steps here next to this gas, right?
Gonna step backwards.
There is like a rumbling,
Not me to do
and yeah, I'm gonna need evasion saves because rocks are starting to fall.
Jesus.
God.
Like,
Oh,
no,
fun.
Cass! Rocks fall, everyone dies!
Oh god, if I die and if I take D6 damage, I'm gonna strangle you as a ghost.
So,
Hot.
those who passed their save managed to, like, you know, like, raise their arms and, like, roll and get out of the way just enough to not take a serious impact. Those who don't have their, like, face and, like, shoulders pelted hard by heavy and jagged rock falling from above, dealing 3 damage.
Ooh.
So, yeah, Viv
There
has
goes
a
Vivian
gash
Mola.
down her, like, cheek, and there's, like, blood all over her.
What the fuck?
And
Ouch.
there is a general rumbling, and there is more of this gas coming up through this expanded gap.
Fuck.
I would note, hold on, I would note, there is a banked reroll from Biddies. In case anybody would think, I think that maybe not having a half health high mage going into this might be good if you want to spend that, Viv.
I would also agree.
Yeah.
If you want that reroll, please feel
I'll
free to
give
take
it a shot. I'll warn you. I'm not likely.
Is there any
to
chance
succeed.
that I could try and contribute to her role by means of being bodyguard the person?
You are actively stepping away from Viv when you
Yeah.
cause this to happen, so no. This is about your split-second reaction, and Viv, Viv, you actually take a
Nice.
very artful, sexy, sly, slender, curving scar, like, but it doesn't actually hurt you.
I twist away from the damage and go, but like I'm actually not hit or anything. Everyone just thinks I'm like dying on the floor, but I get up, brush myself off.
Yeah.
Viv, are you okay?
Yes, but
More of the
I
gas
really
is
must
rising
stay
into
with
the
the
room.
group.
And
Oh,
there
boy.
is the
I'm gonna
guy.
duck through the tunnel and see if there's anything really quickly, anything useful in there before we. Well,
Cass,
I
go-
mean,
go see
get
if
knocked
you
out by
can-
this gas.
So the main
Go with
thing you
your
discover,
victory.
Daria, is that you could go north, and there is a hole to the north. It's hard to squeeze through, but you think it would take you around the cracked section.
Okay.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
want to,
I mean,
it's a
I
dex
guess I'll
exert.
use it.
Give me a dex exert. Meanwhile, so Renric, rocks are falling, the gases are rising. You think people are going to have to make another physical save again soon due to the intensity. There's a big gap of it over a huge gash in the ground. Yeah, Daria, you managed to slide through here without scraping your knees too badly.
So does this? Yeah, that doesn't continue. Then.
Yes.
So Renric, you believe that so the goop is very flammable, but the gas itself actually isn't. And furthermore, like competition for oxygen would thin it out heavily. Which is to say, if you fill this place with fire and smoke, or threw fire into this, you would disperse it. You would choke it out for a moment.
So what you're saying is it's flamethrower time.
Well, there's multiple ways to light a match, but
You could also just bully Viv sufficiently.
Wow.
it's Renric. So how do you throw the fire?
I encourage it.
Okay, so there's gas like right in front of me, right? I think I'm gonna thin that out first, and I'll explain what I'm doing so that I don't just like randomly throw
So you
fire.
whip
in
out,
people's faces.
what looks like a rustic power cell with a nozzle attached to it, and you yet again, pop the flames. The gas seems to subside, although, as it hits, like, there is, like, this harder ashen, like, smoke begins to fill the area, which isn't great for your lungs long term, but the immediate threat is past. For now, anyway. So you after one hit, you managed to clear this area.
Awesome.
Intense.
I would then try to gingerly cross the cracked area to get over here.
Yeah, I mean, you think, yeah, so you give me a dex exert.
Alright.
And Viv, what are you doing as you see everybody arriving on the far side of the crack, which is, admittedly, you might be able to cross now
I
without
extend
triggering
my
for the
hand.
damage.
Yeah,
As if to
I'm
beckon
going
forward
to.
to dance.
Viv's going
Alright.
to actually. Sail's gonna go first, and Viv's going to help sail across and then get across herself.
Alright, Cass, give me a dex
Yeah, I
exert.
just kind of pick sail up and do the thing.
Actually, give me a strength exert, Cass.
I was gonna say, like, this seems almost
Yeah, point is,
silly.
yeah, you walk them over. Okay, well, it's enough. Given the
Jesus.
circumstances, you've looked at Viv a lot, but you almost, like, spill her out on the rocks. And Viv does a funny arm wave.
I do a dip.
You do a dip?
Little windmill.
Yeah.
I stopped.
There is an intense faucet of this gas here, and it billows across this gap. It's almost hazy to the eye. You think, Renric, that, yeah, fire should dissipate this a bit, although it's a pretty constant stream coming up from below, so you're only going to create, like, a window of opportunity to pass across. You also note, however, that the walls along the side have been riven in almost a mechanical way, and when you look up and you see the collapsed bits above, it goes up like 15 feet higher here. It almost seems as if though maybe the teeth of a drill have gored this place, but in the process created an eminently climbable ledge to either side.
Ooh.
Ah.
You could pass that ledge only as difficult terrain without having to make a test, but you'd be in the gas long enough that without some way to protect yourself, you'll make a physical save to not get woozy. Or you could do something to jump across, and you could do something to suppress the gas.
Okay. I'm going to point out the ledges, and suggest having everyone else go across while I suppress the gas. And then I would go last.
That's very brave of you.
You read my mind.
Well, he does have a wingsuit.
That's very true.
Well, wingsuits don't protect you from gas.
No, but I mean, well, can you use it to jump across here?
There is an updraft. So
Yeah, that would make sense.
So Jorvik gives 2 spurts. The gas cuts away, and does everyone just like clamber over the sides?
Yep.
Yeah,
Time to
so-
go.
Absolutely, for sure.
All right,
Let's go.
All right, you guys
Everybody
managed to
go.
get across. It's tight going. Your fingers are clenching. You feel the rocks tightly, but you make it over. Renric, there's spurts of smoke, black and thick, now hanging over, like right over you guys' heads. Like, get down on the floor in a actual real life fire situation approaching territory. But it's buffeted away each time with a powerful spout below. Renric, you think that if you made a dex exert to like really quickly and riskily cross, it'll be suppressed for long enough you don't have to worry about the physical save. But if you fail, you have to risk about falling. Alternatively, you just hook up your flamethrower, get on the ledge, and shimmy at the pace everyone else did, and deal with the consequences.
I think I'll do the slow and steady this time.
Give me the physical save as you find yourself about halfway up when the chokiness of these teal-white gases begins to lip around your nostrils, ears. You have this sweating sensation again. A sensation
Oh no.
like you are sweating, but you can't feel wet. You feel dry, but you're sweating. It's not good. It's like the wrongest kind of humidity. You gain a system strain, and you feel woozy, Renric.
My life for ire.
Wow, I really thought if you got woozy on the like vertical cliff face, you'd fall off.
I mean, at this point, it's just sort of like an agitation.
It's like a slow building thing, where by the time I get across, it's that bad.
Yes. But you find yourselves approaching a gently thrumming sort of like cascade of dirt and rock into a metal hallway. You see glass and heated metal beyond, and you hear the sounds of machines toiling away.
Well, look what they've done to the place.
Like, oh, I think I see one of their automata guards way in the distance.
You do. You notice that this
Possibly through some walls.
No, it's through. There's like this chasm with glass to either side. This drilled chasm, not like the other one. And you notice the mecha hounds looking, well, normally their frames are, maybe a bit more sparse. But this one strikes you, in design-wise, its chassis a bit more full-bodied.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
Wow, where have I seen that art before?
Indeed. You hear, by the way, the
We
sounds
wonder.
of shuffling paper and the rolling of perhaps bone clacking on metal as someone grunts and speaks something in a tongue you may not be familiar with. Actor. Do you guys... So how many of you have like just additional languages that are unaccounted for, or generally, or have one of the language-related talents?
Not a talent, but am a merchant, am smart.
Yeah, you might have it. Do you have any like unspoken 4 languages? Probably, yeah.
I have like common and Bithin, I think.
Yeah.
Is the only 2 I've ever like stated.
And anybody else?
I believe I do.
All right. Daria and Cass, I'm assuming not.
Nope.
Yeah, no, that's a safe assumption.
All right. So you hear in Petch, a man say, "Snake Eyes, hand over your paper." And there's a good grumbling and a rolling. And yeah, hey Lena. And yeah, the Mecha Hound stands an unmoving, uncaring sentry, but you see like the elbows of people over here, perhaps. Suggestions of shuffling. As one of them says, why is the statue looking at us like that? Do not like this thing. Come. Are we not the Guild Pokar? Do not let some mangy metal hound give you the spooks. The Grim Empress has come to us because she knows she needs people protection. Or because she needs a wide screen of defense. I heard they've had a long war. They need mercenary replacements. Ah, no, she seeks the finest, and she can pay for the finest. Come, let us have another turn of the dice. I will relieve you of another roll of the eye. Fine, here in the land where people still pinch pennies to straight-up paper. And yeah, that's all in Petch, so if you don't speak Petch, you don't understand the conversation in the next room.
So I would take a step back and like whisper to the rest of the group. It sounds like there's some of the Queen's mercenaries up ahead. They haven't noticed us yet, but we should expect a fight.
Like, okay, I have a plan. Viv pretends to be a damsel and then mind controls them. Or maybe just the second part.
You know, not a bad plan. It's worked before.
Actually, I think that would work.
Or at the very least, I could be a distraction long enough for Cass to come up and try and break the hound.
That works. Too.
I'm a little worried about the hound, though. If everyone's ready and willing to back me up, I'm not against going and using my charms.
Do you speak that language that they were speaking in that one room?
Yes, I believe it was Petch. Was it? I'm a little rusty, but I remember my parents.
They are
speak it pretty well.
mercenaries. You might be able to offer them a better offer.
That's true. We do have quite a bit of. Well, we don't actually have a whole lot of money, but.
Not on a person, but you know, we can lie.
We are representatives.
Mercenaries well known for taking IOUs. But yeah,
we keep all our gold in the butt of Cass's axe. Sorry, longsword.
Why do you think that our spire is so tall? They say it's where we keep all the gold.
So,
so is Viv going on her own? Are we staying out of sight?
I would prefer if you could get as close as possible without being seen. Emphasis on the not being seen, because backup is good, but getting me killed because you're wanting to be backup is counterproductive. And
all right,
Viv looks at Cass. Viv's look at Cass directly.
I look at you like this. Alternative. What sort of mercenary would emerge from the dungeons without a bodyguard?
You're right. Sail. Let's go. No, well, Cass could be.
Key points of note. I was going to mention this you entered, but this might infect your plane. You do note that there's like vents to your east, like maybe like crawl-inable vents to your east. There is, of course, this chasm you can see through the glass. You see 3 like depressible looking buttons, as if though like butt slammable buttons in Mario 64 that seem as if though if one were to stand upon them, they go kadunk down in a very like mechanically pleasing way, designed by a sound engineer to be a rewarding gameplay element.
Perfect. Well, while I go be an imposter, the rest of you can look at the vents and see if you can use those to find anything.
Indeed.
Yeah, try sneaking through them.
Now, Cass, don't be suspicious.
I honestly just walk out and look the same as I always do, just kind of generally grim looking.
All right, so you guys walk from the softer dirt and
Very
fine
intimidating.
pebbled rock out onto the checker plate metal. There is a katung. The mercenaries of the Guild Bokar, look up and turn their gaze to the south. Where, Viv, are you where's everyone physically gonna be by the time Cass's boots start going ka-tunk, ka-tunk, ka-tunk on metal?
I think my hands are on
I'm
my
gonna
side,
duck
by
back
the way,
behind
kinda out, like,
I guess
oh.
the walls so they don't see other people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright.
And I whisper to Cass, like, I don't know, maybe pretend to be the illegitimate daughter of the Grim Empress. Kind of got that vibe going.
I don't think my magic can stretch that far, but we can give it a shot.
One lets out a cry and says, "Aha! I have you! And I'll have my paper back. Ah. The why comes easy and goes easy. I tire of these games. Aren't we supposed to be on patrol? Patrol for what? Caves are dead. There is nobody around. Ah, why would they pay for guards if there was no one around? You worry too much."
So wait, they're saying that, but they've seen us?
No, they say that, and then so Viv, that's a wall. You gotta be on the
Okay.
floor.
I'm
Yeah,
in a wall.
alright.
Oh my goodness, I apologize.
So you're like here, and then Cast go think. Then the moment they hear they think, they all like
Yeah.
grasp their weapons, stand up, look around. What's that? And
Why would
they look straight south, but they don't see anyone yet. Although Viv, I think you're like coming around this corner, right?
Yes, if I may.
You hear a clink clink, and as Cass, you see the Mecha Hound rise and like steady itself to all four. And yeah, so they all look over. The man in the back, he stands a full half a hand taller than the rest. He grasps his hooked mock akin to a halberd with both hands. The other two bear light shields on their arms. They look over to you and say, in the common tongue of the Arklands, "Who goes there?"
And in admittedly slightly rusty pitch, Viv responds, "Why does anyone pay for guards when there's not a battle? Insurance. It's far too late to pay for them when there already is one."
One of them kind of gives a bit of a nasty face at that and doesn't seem to be very interested. The man with the spear, chuckles and says, "I see you know ballet. Very well then." And he kind of like steps out and gesticulates and says, "I would offer you tea, but we are short on rations. Come, let us converse. What brings you to our post? We are charged with defending it." And they notice Cass behind you, and they level their weapons, and the Mecha Hound turns towards you and begins to bark.
I don't think the Mecha Hound can see me yet.
Well,
That's what I'm
the
banking
Mecha
on.
Hound, the
I
Hear
Mecha Hound
you
can see
because
Viv.
you're loud.
The Mecha Hound turns to Viv, looks right at her, and barks loudly. The Guild Bokar mercenaries look between each other and say, "I'm afraid you are precisely what we have been paid to make sure it does not make it past." And the Mecha
Oh my
Hound...
god, can it sins marked?
Well, the Mecha Hound is flanking. The Guild Bokar are spreading a little. Situation's getting tense here, Viv. What are you saying? What are you doing? The Mecha Hound, you know,
I'm
is
gonna
a
stay right here.
machine of the Grim Empress, but these mercenaries are human beings of flesh and blood with hopes, dreams, and desires. So, what's the play?
Viv makes a motion with her hand and says, "Oh, the hounds. I remember the Grim Empress telling me once they're programmed to point out or chase off anyone who could rival her beauty. And I'm going to cast a simple, inexorable imputation."
Aster makes a single one-sentence statement.
Pulling to Snow White.
All you're the caster. Okay, amazing.
Amazing!
I'm not marked. I'm just hot.
Now, I would just like to point out all who hear. So, Cass, could you give me a quick mental save?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's 40 feet,
Can
so
I have a
I think
second,
everybody
please?
else.
Believes that Viv is the fairest in the land.
Wait, it says the caster may exempt up to 2 targets per caster level.
I don't think she's going to exempt me.
I
I
don't
just
think
know
Cass
better.
knows. I mean, well, Cass. I suppose Cass does know better, but yeah, I wasn't going to exempt her.
The Mecha Hound arfs confusedly and, like, cocks its head. It seemed like a bloodhound spooked for the hunt, but now it seems to be having some sort of internal dwelling.
Huh.
The
Shit.
Guild Bokar say, somehow I received a different briefing, and I am afraid you are not the one who pays my fee. And the man with the spear lowers it and says, no, I remember that too. And they look at him and they say, you have had too much to drink. And he says, but we have nothing to drink. It's true. And then they look to the south and they say, let us not play games. You are from that outsider land. The big tower. Is it the Star Pillar, do they call it? Anyway, I know you. You know me. You speak our language. You speak our language. He pulls up a Luai, which for reference is like the only paper money in existence because Patch has begun to print it. And like kind of like rubs it a little at you and it's like, you speak my language. As an additional to like speaking Patch, you also speak money.
Yes.
And says, perhaps you have come here with a purpose. We could not break our contract. But they look at the Mecha Hound and they say, I was told that if any enemies of the Grim Empress were to approach, the Hound would quickly dig into its flesh. But I do not see it biting. But it is aroused. I find myself at that most glorious point in negotiations, discretionary impacts. So, tell me, one whose beauty stirs the hounds, what brings you here? And, what brings your guard? They say, gazing back at Cass.
Oh,
I give them a salute, but I'm fiddling with my crossbow now rather than my sword. Not like not in a show of using it, but like, basically I'm just kind of
the fact that you have it out results in the dude with the dot to like flank a little bit further here. And this dude is
I look as if I've noticed that and I give like a hand gesture like
I think I want to start sneaking around like to this direction.
Well, I was hoping.
Boys, no, they're filling in. They're the temp. This is the temp agency hiring them to fill in because everybody's on holiday. the death robots are, they got Christmas. They get Christmas. They get Thanksgiving. They get Black Friday.
Death robots.
So Daria, you're gonna sneak in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to sneak around, like also kind of
atheist,
start flanking.
Sure, give me a dex sneak. I would say with a modifier of 2 because they're distracted. Okay, so
then a 7.
So you get a 7.
So I gotta go to like here.
And I'll follow behind Daria.
Sure, and also like, anybody who's making this dex sneak, you're getting a modifier of 2 because of the distraction that's going on.
Ooh.
Solid.
Renerick is a ghost, it's a shadow.
Yeah, the Guilt Bokar would have caught you were it not for the distraction. So, all eyes on Cass and Viv, they don't think anybody else is here. The clanging of their own feet and shuffling on the metal is distraction enough that the more distant one isn't heard. You do note, by the way, that this wall to your north is incredibly hot, to the point where if you leave your hands on it, it's like a fucking stovetop.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah, not something you want to be pressed up against. And yeah, so Viv, they're spread out, and they're looking at you. And yeah, they're awaiting. But they say, come. Before I would invite you into my wife's house, let me tell you my name. And the man with the mock sort of like,
that's an amazing saying.
Tilts his head and says, I am Bora. And you?
I am Vivienne of the Helwa Trading Company.
Ah, the Helwas. Give me a charisma work or charisma trade.
Isn't there charisma connect or no?
Or charisma connect to represent, but I want to represent like your like prominence in the merchant family here that this guy might have heard of.
Well, I would say I have connect and trade both at +0, so that wouldn't be terrible.
Ah, the Helwas. Perhaps I have heard of you. Perhaps we have defended you on some boat sometime or another, but one contract and another. This is a different time and a different place. Are the Helwars invited? And another one
Well-
says, I heard a story that a Helwar girl was a marked. Ah, quite the story to hear. And they all look at you expectantly.
Yes, poor Minerva. She went away to the Arkspire some time ago, and we've been looking after her investments since. You know how it is.
I am afraid that the Grim Empress is not presently open to capital, so I am not sure what you would be looking after here.
Well, I was hoping with a audience with one of her emissaries. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be very many here. Can I offer you an
Strange
game
to
while we wait?
arrive for a diplomatic conversation by land. The Grim Empress's stronghold is on the ocean. And you are here with one guard. And they were looking at Cass, and they're like gauging the spikes on her body, and one of them is like really thinking about them for a moment.
I just kind of stare at them, and I make it awkward. Like, yeah, you're looking at me, bud.
And
I'm looking at
and
you,
and,
looking
and they
at me.
say, and a fine suit of spiked armor, because they don't realize that those aren't armored spikes.
That's the entire purpose of them. I nod.
And
By the way, I'm wearing my helmet, which of course covers the fact that I literally have spikes growing out of my fucking forehead.
yeah, so
I nod.
they say you arrive by most unusual means. Why do you not come by boat or overland caravan? If one were to be sneaking through these lands, one could be taken for a fetcher or some other manner of looter. And the Grim Empress disposes with looters most cruelly. I am afraid there is not much in the way of barristers or legal precedents in these lands. Just a quick red drop into the embrace of the abyss. And he kind of like flashes you the blade of his mock when he says that, as if though to say, like, you know, they're paid to kill people they find here. How do you respond, Viv?
Oh, I know well in a way what a caravan can mean, but I also know what it can mean when there's so many people willing to help themselves of it. I bring words and coin, not goods.
All right, give me a charisma convince, because they're thinking about this and they're like, this seems rather unusual, but maybe.
You miss all the shots you don't take.
Yeah, and you know what? Bora, leans his mock a little and thinks about it. So, you bring coin and words. We have had your words. And he kind of leaves a pregnant pause there.
We're not going to get out of this without fucking bribing them.
Well, Bora, I will say this. You seem to be quite skilled at extracting coin from your fellows. How about we have a game or two?
Ah, you would
You're
take
savvy
me
as
at the
fuck.
dice. Very well. And one of them says, not coin. And the other says, money is money. And they gather out. They look. They're keeping Cass in the peripheral vision, as if though like. And Bora says, "Come, now I invite
I
you
think
into
she
my."
starts leaning against this wall,
Yeah.
very particularly out of like
Yeah.
immediate eye shot. of
Bora
the robot.
slaps the table, pulls up a stool, gesticulates one across, and says, "Come now. Though I lack the table settings, I invite you into my wife's house. Let us have a game at dice."
Let's. I bring favors, collateral, and coin, though your friends don't seem to
So,
be quite as interested.
Daria and Renric, all attention is upon Viv and Cass. You can act almost with impunity if you don't do anything super audacious. Would you be making to advance, or scuttle across to the east where you see vent ports, or examining anything in particular, or are you hanging here for the moment?
I guess I'll check on the vent ports. So yeah, I'll sneak this way, and then I'll like, as I pass, I'll like give Cass the like, what the fuck symbol. Are we doing this or not? Then I see if she just keeps leaning there, so then I'll go to the vent.
I give you like the. It's up to the lady.
Like, Cass is just like, I'm not making the plan here. I'm just
When
I'm just
have
here
you
to look
ever
good.
known Cass to be the one making a plan?
Well, Cass inspires plans, especially when she falls into rivers, ravines, pits, holes, chasms.
Or, more recently, cracks in walls so that
Cracks
elicit
in
rots.
walls. Well, would that count as a chasm? I think that falls under chasms.
Sounds like a Cass.
So,
And so, at
Exactly.
the end of this hallway here, is there anything of note, or is it just like a wall?
there are like knobs you could examine, but it doesn't seem you could pass any further to the west, without going north. And Daria, you find a vent that does seem pop openable. You need to make a dex sneak to make sure that it wasn't too loud of a pop open.
And if you
Alright.
feel it, I can
Yeah,
always just
like-
cough and lean against the wall in a particular way.
Pull out like a cloth to cover it with. Let's see.
I got the
It's vent.
Yeah, you managed to make a decent job of prying it, and you pop in. You see that there are 5 directions: left, right, up, down. Sorry, north, south, and down.
What? I guess down.
Yeah. So, bear in
Most
mind.
intriguing direction.
Yeah. So you look around. You can see oh, here's the way to the halls, and you manage to tense up your elbows and shins, and then let yourself slide just enough to begin going down until you come into the hole. You see there's a narrow bands that would be very hard to see through, but you see up, and you find yourself below where the Guilt Bokar are talking and playing with Viv. Viv,
Ooh.
you're familiar with the dice game because the people of Petch bring it, the traders and mercenaries of Petch bring it wherever they go. It involves trying to roll low, but the rules change depending on whether it's an even or an odd round. And during tiebreakers, the relative positions of the dice and matching dice have a cascading series of conclusions, and sometimes people say, no, you have been taught wrong. It's in fact this way. So, there's a bit of bullshit involved in this dice game.
Oh, for sure.
But
anyone who spent time on a caravan has learned 1,000,001 ways to play the same game.
Yeah, so you give a few tosses of the dice. Roll me a luck save.
Oh, Jesus. How could you do this to me?
I love it.
Okay.
How
okay.
swindled are you?
I'll roll you a luck save. But if I go bad, I'm going to be rolling a trade dexterity afterwards to see if I can't, literally cheat.
Yeah, cheat your ass off.
Okay, no, I'm fine. Okay, cool.
You came...
cheating.
Lady
Trade
Luck is with
dexterity.
You came prepared to cheat, but instead, you just relieve this man of, about 30 silvers worth of his louis, and he's like, fair enough. You are a woman of game, and a woman of words, and you have come to have games and words with our employer, and she's expecting you.
Expecting me less so, but I've done business with her before. Viv motions to the mecha hound, who seems to be, at the very least, not actively eating her right now. It's not the first time we've chatted, but hopefully not the last.
As this happens, Daria, and you clamber under the Casino Royale scene, you know that there's quite a few mechanisms down here. And give me, gosh, what would this be? Could you give me a whiz no?
Sure.
There's an interlocking series of pneumatic devices. Daria isn't incredibly well skilled in machinery, but she understands human anatomy very well. As a matter of fact, the more she looks at this metal, the curvature of it, the nature, the joints, they strike you as organically inspired. Not unlike the automatons meant to mimic organic life. You see this 3-joint press feels linked to a mechanism to the east. Judging by the lilt of the hallway from what you saw above, could do something to it, perhaps even open a doorway if 3 people were to stand on them from above. However, you're down here, and you think that you could either bypass it or perhaps manipulate the mechanism from below. or somebody with such
Okay.
skill. You know.
So, typically about like this thing, like I can just hear the people above me, right? Like it's a completely solid tunnel.
Yeah, you can hear them. And there's like slits in this thing that you're in right now, so you can kind of see, but you mostly hear.
Okay. Can I find out where this tunnel lets out? Like, is it a
Begging the
good,
question, of course, what is the function of this tunnel? But
Yeah.
What
So
do you mean? I mean, it's a maintenance tunnel. It's got machinery in it.
yeah, so
wait, actually, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so-
I thought it was a vent.
yeah, so you slide over here,
There
and
you go.
well, I don't know if you know that. Actually, I would say this, Cass, you do know that there are spiders in the employ of the Grim Empress, mechanical spiders.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Daria, you managed to make further.
Oh God, not Vin
You
spiders.
managed to make further to the east, and you managed to find the mechanism. In the
Doesn't have a
distance, you
piece of
can
record,
vaguely
probably.
see, like, maybe like a crackling orange light of flame, as well as the harsh, bright light of day. You think you could literally, it would be tense because you see like pipes and shit in the way, and there's like some like silhouettes you don't quite know what they are up ahead. But you think you could technically just crawl all the way to the east here, and get to where you're going, because east is where you're going. Meanwhile, so Cass, you're just trying to play it nonchalant. Renrick, you're up here. You up to anything in particular?
Okay, so to the west here, are these like dials that I could mess with, or?
They are like impressums that seem to have almost like the inside of a barometer or a clock. These wound off a central sprue kinds of metal fan bits, as if though intended to be manipulated or attuned. You could finnick with them. Give me an int no to perhaps have ideas of what finicking with them could do.
All right.
Meanwhile, Viv, so the conversation goes on, and Bora makes, more or less tries to advance. You're not quite sure. You think some of them might have something to do with the release of gases, but you're not sure. Viv.
Yeah, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, for the scene. Bora is trying, Viv, to basically get you to stop being coy. And,
Much better.
But the general thrust of the conversation here is you want to see the Grim Empress, right?
Yes. Or dignitary equivalent.
Yes. And they say, an equivalent. Yes, her apprentice is nearby. I am sure she can receive you. She often sends her to deal with such business. And he looks around and he says, he doesn't even say so much. He like gives like a hand signal, and the dude with the daw and the dude with the spear kind of like step forward and they gesticulate for you to come near. And Bora says, I can take you with the hound. And he kind of whistles, and the mecha hound stands up, looks over at him, then looks at Viv, kind of like clatters around. Bora's a little confused by that, but then it comes to follow him, and he shrugs and says, these things have metal minds. I suspect they rust. Come, I will show you. And he seems to be fine on showing you to the apprentice. Daria, you are at the door. Like, you think that if you wanted to manipulate this stuff with a dex sneak, you could lever the door open, or you could force the door to be locked.
Ooh.
I think this whole bluff is gonna come down when the fucking robot sees me. That's kind of what I'm terrified about. But
Seems like it. I mean, if I locked the door, it wouldn't be broken, right? Like, I know we need to go through it, but
You would
it
not.
might be.
Yeah, you would not break it. It's a built-in locking mechanism. It is supposed to exist. It just sliding the bolt.
Okay, I'm gonna try to lock the door. I assume Vivian does not actually want to go alone to a much scarier person. I'm gonna try to lock the door
All right, give me a dex sneak.
so we can, I guess, just ambush them because it doesn't seem like we're going to get a better offer.
yeah.
I do love that I can't actually tell you one way or another because I have no fucking clue that you're in the vent.
There's a series of like blocking metal bits. There's a series of locking metal bits, and you manage to more or less find one, slide it back, and it feels exactly like pulling the bolt, except you can feel it's on a circular hinge that rotates. You hear a satisfying metal ka-dunk, ka-dunk, and you see a piston go ching, extend, and then be grasped by something almost less like a bone and more like the internals of what one diagram referred to as a cell. Curious. And, yeah, so up here, Renrick, you have just figured out. So, Cass, you're here. When they're gesticulating towards you, the Mecha Hound looks in your direction, steps a little, and, like, you know, lets out, like, a mechanical clack. And Renrick, you see some options here. One is, like, an emergency door open that would activate all 3 of the pressure plates. One would seem to let an excess of steam into this area from the hot vent in that area, and the other one seems to be intended to heat the vent tubes. You could innovate from what you know about the mechanisms. You know that there's some, like, hydraulics and some heat control, but that's what you've discovered.
And when you say vent, do you mean like the floor here?
I mean the thing Daria is in. Like the tube.
Oh. Okay.
We have
So
described the
I saw
very
Daria go in the
vent
vent, so
tunnels.
I don't want to cook her alive.
Well, maybe you don't.
And so you said that it controls the heat in the vent, is that right?
You can fry the vent. You can heat up this room with steam. You could fill this room with steam. You could do a few different things.
If I filled it with steam, would that go through where Daria is? As far as I can tell.
No, she would be fine with the you. What it would really be is you see this like see-through grate area. This would be the nexus of steam.
Okay. What I will do
Pretty
then
cool.
is like try to get a quick peek of what's currently going on over there through this through the glass.
Yeah, you see the Mecha Hound turning towards Cass. The Gilt Bokar mercenaries look
Sadly,
up
don't see him.
questioningly at Cass, and Bora kind of puts up a hand and says, "Hold a moment." Your
I do have a
mercenary
response to
friend,
this.
Where is she from?
Not all marked work for the Arcspire.
Ah.
I mean, don't they though?
I am afraid that the Grim Empress has employed us for a certain purpose. And they kind of like, step forward and they say, this is not a time for philosophical debate. Why have you really
I'm
come
afraid
here?
that
So seeing
Yeah.
where everyone is, I would rush back over and hit
Yeah.
the switch for the
Yeah,
steam.
he's like, wait, what's that? As you hear like tink, tink, tink on the metal, and then the steam comes up. He's like, ah! As Valve just absolutely profiteers off of them on brutal margins. These guys are selling their video games for only 64% revenue. It's brutal.
big bummer that we couldn't convert them to our side before this happened. Oh well, I'm afraid that I don't give a shit about your philosophies.
Assume you couldn't get them on itch.io, yeah. One is off, 2 are on. Oh no, this is a moment of chaos. Daria, you hear that, although you can't see it. You know there's a way through the
Yeah, I
tunnels.
mean, I probably. I mean, I feel like the tunnel would just take me back here, and also through the steam area. Like,
Yeah.
probably just get out of it.
Yeah, so
And
You'd probably be good
Take
in
a
this
shot.
area, TBH.
you wanna pop up and take a shot?
yeah.
Yeah, you find a way out here. Okay. I'm gonna treat this as an ambush round in the hopes that we can quickly get through this. It's way. I've not been running the
Yeah,
time
we're
well
going
this
over.
session.
I
Yeah,
think there's
too
no
late.
questions
So
about it.
everybody would like to take a
Gotta
shot
shoot
against
this
their
guy.
favorite Gilt Bokar. Yeah, all right.
I'm not going actually against the Guilt Bakar.
Holy shit.
Yes.
This man takes a bolt to the side of the head, and he slips down to the sweet red
Damn.
void, fucking dead.
I am here.
First
What
time.
penalties are there for being in this team?
You're gonna have to make
God.
me a physical save.
Cass can do that. Cass is good at that. That's what she's for.
Heavy metal clings to your body and you sweat.
That's right.
A good sweat. You can feel the liquid on you again, unlike the gas before. Yeah, give us the, as you get a nice steam sauna, give us that attack. On the dummy thick mecha hound.
Did you end up
it
lowering
perks
their
up.
health or AC? Or is that a miss?
Oh, I'm afraid that an 11 will not be
5
hitting
shock
the
damage then. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, so because you
Fuck
have
you to oblivion,
you have
you
shock
piece of
against
shit.
AC 10, right? Or you treat everything as AC 10.
I treat everything as if they're my fucking bitch. Give me that shock damage.
All right.
You goddamn peasant.
You have the talent. You have the talent, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You smash this under it, just blows up into bits.
And I announce simple misunderstanding.
All right,
Don't you
Viv.
think?
All right, Viv and Renric.
Viv frowns and says, "I'm sorry. I'd hoped this would resolve differently." And she snaps her fingers at the spear and coruscating coffins.
All right, yeah. Yeah, so like it's like an amber phantasmal
Damn.
coffin appears, and like an Iron Maiden clamps down, stabbing translucent orange beams into him as he dies in a high sea rush. Rise up into the air, gives out a cry, crashes to the ground dead, blood coughed up in the mouth.
Damn.
Bam, done. Exodia. No one can survive Exodia. And yeah, Renric, do you have a move you'd be making?
Let's see. So, movement speed is 30, right? So I'm basically just gonna use my whole turn to get over here.
All right.
It's so sad. If Renric had been able to kill that person, we'd have like a royal flush or something.
That guy,
I know,
this
right?
guy stumbles out of the smoke, coughs, sweating. Sees both of his comrades are dead, and he probably didn't see the crossbow bolt coming from the east. He's gonna try and run to the door.
Ooh,
And
exciting.
Fucked up if true, bro.
yeah,
You have one chance. You can lay down your arms now if you want.
All right, give me a charisma
don't-
convince.
Viv feels a little bad. Viv kind of liked them.
And
has
Well,
nothing to do with the fact that she won money off of
I can
them.
re-roll one of those d6s. Yes, okay. That is not a 6. That is a 11.
yeah, so he looks around and he says, "I have been had. We let a snake into our home." He drops his doll on the
Is your
sword
wife's
and the
house.
floor and says, "I hope we will survive. I hope to survive the venom." And he kind of like steps away, and is not fighting you. What do you do?
Is there any
Viv-
chance? Sorry. You first.
I was going to say I'm going to walk over and give the I need to find the term for it. I'm going to give the Lue back to him that I won off of his boss.
All right, it's kind of a very small, 30 silver.
Not a lot, but it's she gives it as sort of like a sorry.
All right. He says, "We're not against my creed. I would refuse this as a petty bribe," and he takes the money.
I step out and say, "In your defense, the serpents that enter your wife's house are of the kind inclined to end the mongoose's life."
He looks at you and he says,
Well, okay.
"I'm
About
not sure.
anything
I'm not sure
Farther
where.
than that.
I am not sure where this analogy is going, but perhaps you should reconsider your career as warrior poet."
I've never professed
Fun
to
bait,
be the
guys. Want me
poet
to
of the
reopen
group.
this door?
Cass, we're opening doors. Don't kill our friend here. He's
I'm
no
simply the
longer-
fang of a serpent that isn't interested in you anymore.
I'm pointing our fangs elsewhere, Cash.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
gonna
go.
reopen the
Yeah,
door.
Daria pops
Yeah.
down, unlocks the door. The Da wielder looks over and says, "You popped up like a rat. Artful." And yeah, it's presumably
Wow.
time-
Very
Crazy
offended
how
by that
animals
statement.
with these
I crawled through
words.
Vince like a lady.
very ladylike vent crawler.
Crazy how animal motifs are a thing.
Yeah, so y'all gather up. You make your
Viv
advance
stays
to
back
east.
here. Viv stays back here for now, assuming there's nothing exploding out of the door
Yeah,
the moment you open it.
Okay, we're going to a map to the east, and we're 12 minutes from where we're technically supposed to end.
Then I
so
shall
could you-
I shall follow along.
You ensure that he will not present a further problem without ending his life.
I just didn't want that to open and like a shaft of arrows to fly out and then me to fall over.
All right.
Entirely
So
fair. By the way, Viv, you may
Yes.
notice at this point that Cass is more interested in doing what she's doing than paying attention to you, which could potentially be kind of fucked up to you.
It is alarming.
Yes.
so you guys emerge.
It's almost as if she has wanted this moment from the moment that she, well before she met you.
Yes, you guys emerge into this chasm, into this flaming, smoking chasm. You see a mercenary with stylish dew, crossbow in hand, up upon this walkway, set up here more recently than the rest. You see a forlorn chevalier looking about in a bored and overly heated sensation, and an automa warrior, the likes of which you haven't seen in years, stands metallic ready. A woman with an imposing scepter gazes upon the group, reaches her hand out, thrusts in, causing a strange shiver from the purple-white membrane, brings forth a vital essence, and a dark smile overtakes her lips in spite of herself. And she says, "Yeah."
Oh wait, so is this black goop now the thing we want? Unlike all of the previous black
No,
goop
no,
was
this
bad?
is a white goop from a purple
Oh,
white.
the purple flowers.
Yeah.
The MacGuffin flowers.
Okay.
These two puddles represent the viscous membrane of the vital essence. It's conjunctioning. Yeah, so a knight, a mercenary, an Atama warrior, and a Grim Empress's apprentice walk into a bar, and you walk into the same bar, but they're busy going for Jack Daniels, but there's only 2 bottles of Jack Daniels, and each bottle of Jack Daniels represents another psychic alien's life that could be brought into this world. So what's the play?
Yeah, fuck that.
Well,
Alright, so I feel like I can get to that mercenary in 30 feet.
So this is a
I
5
hear-
feet drop, and then you have to climb 10 feet.
What if I jumped onto that ladder? I feel like that would cut some
I'd
time
let you
back.
make a reclaimer time. Reclaimers. Your influence has grown.
Ooh, hell yeah!
Finally, some good shit happening to the Imperial. I get reclaimers.
Yeah. So what's the play? You guys can like make a rush out before they notice you, because nobody's really like they think this place is guarded, and
Can
they
I rush
didn't.
to like here?
Okay.
Cover
so-
anywhere?
So
we all
you see the
pile
scattered
in.
you see the scattered metal debris. That
Mhm.
yeah, you can get cover behind that. It's Cass, you want to rush out and hop on a ladder?
I mean, well, I mean, honestly, like, how many? You got to be specific to me. How far can I move in this rush? Because I might target somebody else if I have the moment.
Technically speaking, if you dashed over here, someone would notice before. Like, this is as much how long you're going to be exposed as how far you're going. Like,
So can I be here
So I want to
and
like
then
sneak down here before Cass
spend-
moves and is very obvious.
yeah, so
spend
you,
like the rest of my life getting to either the Chevalier or the Yuga?
you will not make it past the Chevalier without the Chevalier raising their blade at you.
Can I be here?
Sure.
Before
I
Colonel
am.
starts.
I have a spell for this. I'm just going to pop out and move back. Wait, one, two. Yeah, I'm gonna move back as far as I can, and then drop a Wind of Final Repose in the middle of everybody. I don't think Automatus can go to sleep, but I'm not risking it. Everybody gets one.
All right.
I bet this will work on Yuga, but maybe it'll work on the Mooks.
Not invisible.
If you have 4 or fewer hit dice, you're unconscious.
So you hear a blank katunka of somebody's face kissing metal. The mercenary doesn't have that many hit dice.
It's like
Let's see if Mr. Francie Pantsy has that many hit dice.
the fucking Knights. God, I hate the French. I don't even know what the French are, but I hate them.
Alright, yeah.
You
The
didn't even
Forlorn
make
Chevalier.
mean jokes about the French mercenaries.
Yeah. The Forlorn Chevalier goes slump. The mercenary goes slump. Yuga remains
I've
standing.
never
The
met a
Atomo
France in my
Warrior, its eyes beam with a blue hatred of death. Hate and death burn inside its metal skull. Yuga wheels around at this eventuality. Where would Renric, Jorvik, and Sail... But Sail doesn't fight. Non-combatant. So where would Jorvik and Renric be?
I'd basically be charging with Cass.
Hell yeah, brother. Your skin should crawl.
Let's do
Jorvik
this.
is going to run up on top of the clamber on top of the ruins with effortless grace because he doesn't actually weigh anything.
Mm-hmm. Alright, everybody pop your initiative. I'm gonna try and make this as fast as possible. We will run a bit over.
Speed time.
No shit, I accidentally
Oh, shit,
opened
I forgot to
Renric
select my
Carver's
token.
initiative.
Nope.
Boop, boop. Whatever. Oh, wait, hold on.
Got an 8 the first time,
Wait.
right? Yeah.
I think I actually already.
I do see a Cass Van Born with 2.
Yeah, you rolled it when we were in the other room.
No, I rolled it in this room when we just entered. There wasn't an initiative tracker when I rolled.
Alright, so,
I kind of just assumed things would kick off.
Alright, so I see Cass on here twice at 5. I'll remove one of those. Oh shit, did I not clear out old initiatives before we
No,
came in
no,
here?
you didn't. No, you're good. I rolled like basically as soon as we entered the room.
Sure. Okay. So, here we are. And
I was the annoying person.
so, Daria, it is presently your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna shoot Yuga, I guess.
Alright,
Okay.
so
Nonchalantly.
Going
the
pretty
crossbow
well.
bolt takes her in the side. She is gored for massive damage. Blood flows from a vital organ as she cries out in pain. Damned spires and tools of aliens. The outsiders corrupt your minds.
And our bodies. Yes. Where were?
I'm like, what do you mean, Antarbot? Well, yeah, we are marked.
Yeah.
So Daria, it is your turn. Or sorry,
I'm
you've
not gonna
acted.
move.
You're not gonna move. Okay, so that's turn. Yeah. All right, Renric. What do you want to do? 2 people are taking a cat nap. Yuga's been shot terribly. The Atama warrior behind her, it looks like it's burning up, ready to go.
Let's rush it. So it looks like that's as far as I can get. And I don't get an action. So what I'm gonna do... I'm gonna take my regular speed and ready defensive action.
Oh, okay. It is the Automa Warrior's turn. It steps out, and, you know, sort of gets its body out in front. It raises one arm as a spike shooter and attempts to lay fire upon Daria, whose AC will be considered too high due to her cover.
Cool.
Yeah, it raises an arm, it pops a spike, and it goes ka-tink off of the metal in front of you. Cass, it is your turn.
Can I elect to make a strength exert to get, here before I have to start tracking
Sure.
my movement? Considering I'm leaping off
Make
of
a
a
hop.
ledge.
Yeah.
What I get?
You land
Yeah,
a
that's a good roll.
explosion of dirt that joins the rising ash and an unturnable flames. Yeah.
I say in the most villainous way.
God, nice, perfect.
Yeah. Let's
So,
fucking
yeah.
go.
So you're attacking the Forlorn Chevalier, right? I'm gonna
Yeah.
say you
You attack the defenseless unconscious man
you stab him for
who's prone,
5.
giving you a bonus.
You get a bonus against him, so you hit. He awakens from the pain, I believe. So he's like, but you
Yep.
stabbed him.
Spells
Can
aren't
I
overpowered if you
roll?
don't use them.
Can I roll a momentary lead to kind of just tell him, yeah, there's more where that came from, and if you don't shut up, I will actually kill you.
I
Seems like we could
don't
have just
think
left him
that's
asleep
how
until we
that
killed the enemies who were actively
skill works.
attacking us.
You can't.
Can I
Sorry, I
roll
know
that
you rolled and
without
it
my
turned out
bonus
well,
one
but like, look,
To
you
be
tell
a charisma intimidate?
him
like,
you
shut up,
you
die.
can tell him whatever the fuck you want. There's not a
All
skill
right,
set
whatever.
you can have that makes
with
a change.
a 12, assuming we don't get the +1 bonus for me having lead, I say, stay down.
Yeah, he doesn't seem intent on doing that.
It's like, no,
Yeah.
Bard, you may not
There's no
seduce the
argument.
boss in this dungeon.
All right, yeah. So you stab him.
I was not
Viv's
trying
turn.
to seduce the boss. I was trying to intimidate the boss into not doing anything.
Viv,
No, I get it.
what do you
It's
do?
just a joke about things people roll for that probably
Viv
shouldn't be
channels
possible.
Cass has never seduced anyone in her life, and she's not about to start now.
She channels her incredible intellect and lets herself hide in a corner while Jorvik continues on into the thick of it.
All right.
That's her turn.
All right. On Yuga's turn, she raises up a hand, and a golden light escapes from it as silver tendrils flash between her and 2 other people.
Oh god.
Yeah, in a way, Cass was hurting the boss. But yeah, it seems to those of you trained in arcanery, aka Viv, as if though she just combined her health pools with them. All of their flesh seems a little more shimmery. And
May I counterspell that?
do you have counterspell? Sure.
I do have counterspell. God, I've been waiting for this. We make opposed int magic or charisma magic checks, and if I win, it fizzles.
All right.
Okay, let's see that fizzle. Yep.
Yep. So the spell fizzles out as it was powering on.
And
she
now
looks
I am
with-
out of juice.
Great dissatisfaction towards Viv. The face that says she will remember that. I don't think Sales should have us on initiative. Like, this kind of goes on your
Howard?
turn.
You're right. They did go on my turn.
Alright, so the Forlorn Chevalier gets up and, yeah, by way of reply, swings his greatsword at you. Cracking into your shoulder for
Ooh.
13 damage.
Yikes.
He
Ow.
spits. Says, Merd, I have lost one country. I might as well die here. So you take 13
well, they're
damage.
actually kind of rebuilding like near your country. If that changes your mind.
What?
What?
Yeah, that's kind of a bad idea.
Who told me this?
You're really
I
out
was
of loop, friend.
Alright. Pat, you still take 13 damage.
Oh, I still take 13 damage, but yeah, this motherfucker needs to be educated into the geopolitics of this situation.
The mercenary is still... The mercenary is
That
still
puts me
asleep.
at 5.
This mercenary is still asleep,
That's fine.
I believe, because they haven't been... Tia, Rachel, they haven't been deliberately shook awake, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Alright, Daria, it is your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot the apprentice, I assume, again. Just guessing that's who she is.
Alright, the crossbow bolt
my luck
flies
is run
wide
out.
and sticks into this rustle of violet growth and, like, cracks off a bit of it. Seems brittle by this point. It
I
sways
guess in
and-
that case, let's see. How far can I move? Might as well. Yeah, I guess I'll move up next to the rest of the party, open myself up so I can maybe heal Cat next turn if that turns out to be necessary.
Alright,
Be
Renner.
kind of
alright.
amazing.
Appreciate
Because I'm
that.
probably about to die when the Automa Warrior does anything.
Yeah, so Renric, it is presently your
Yeah,
turn.
it sounds
Yes.
right.
I bring down the Stony Thunder upon the Chevalier.
You pop him the fucking side. He's
Well,
like
damn.
he's like Gormless. This is like, what do you mean my country is rebuilding? And then you get a very
Yeah, no,
nice
like, we can actually
result.
repatriate you if you'd like.
Punch
we
him in the
have
side of
good
the head.
ties with them
Season
and everything.
finale.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
honestly, just talk to him.
All right, Pat. I'm gonna count your
Dead.
earlier. Pat, give me a charisma convince now.
Wait, what?
Give me a charisma convince.
Me? Charisma convince what?
Or I mean, Daria, because she's the person who like gave him the revelation.
No, I think it's kind of funny that I do it. Okay.
Yeah, that is funny.
Incredible.
We can just like repatriate you and shit. Like it's
He's
fine.
just like, what? And he seems to be
Yeah.
he seems to be wavering. Renric, it's your turn.
Legit, like we helped them out pretty hard.
He's dead, been
There's
done
the
back,
undead
and
thing, we
yeah,
dealt with
Renric, you miss your swing, unfortunately, but
Kind of.
you
I
shock.
was
Oh, you also shock him as AC's too high. But yeah, that's your turn.
Yep.
Is
It's
the
like, you know, chill
Automa
for a
Warrior's
minute.
turn? Yeah, Automa Warrior.
down.
You know, the Automa Warrior looks like he's gonna like step up and crush Cass. Steps forward, brings his arm blade to bear, and just tries to give you the killer arm special.
Yeah, we're done. No more commentary.
With a thrust to the
Oh,
up at
yeah.
one gaming, up at fucking one gaming. Casual reminder, Pat.
Ooh.
Casual reminder, Pat, though, I would just like to point this out. You do have Veteran's Luck, which lets you ensure that one attack hits or one attack misses during this fight on you. You could use that on this or on a coming attack or a coming hit that would be on you. at your
Yeah,
preference.
I'm gonna take it now.
Yeah, you can up- yeah, good,
leave
yeah,
it. Sorry,
yeah.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna just be at 1. I'm gonna
Up
just
at
be
one
at
gaming. Up at one gaming.
Vengeance.
Cass is at 1. She gets punched
It is
hard.
my turn.
She is taken back to the days of fighting these machines upon the field. All of those negative emotions come rushing back. The dying,
Just
the
about as
ditch,
well as she
and
did
here
last
you are,
time.
Cass. It's at the moment you push to the brink. Up at one gaming. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Lee, I'm gonna ask you something really insane. Totally unprecedented by the rules. This is entirely a you ruling.
Mhm.
Can I? Let me look at myself real quick. Let me look at my stats. I have 3 system strain, crazy, out of 13. Can I put myself at half system strain in order
For climax
2.
purposes, yes.
gain like a +2 or 5 or whatever ends up making this hit?
Use your magic ability to make it hit.
I'm begging the GM for a for literally a story reason.
Yeah, I would say roll me a
bonus.
mental save.
Interesting.
Yeah, okay, so you begin to lose control as the memories return. The ash clogs your throat. You see your prize beyond, and you are once again facing a Toma warrior. Yeah, you go to half system, change your spikes, bulk out. You're going
The
crazy.
music makes you lose control.
Let's do it. Can I make that a hit?
You can use your veteran's luck to do that. The bonus
fuck
isn't
it, why
gonna.
not? Fuck it, why not? Why not?
All right,
Alright,
yeah.
let's make that a hit.
All right, yeah,
Veteran's luck,
you thought
and
him.
let's do a 5 damage.
You thought him for a heavy 5-er.
Yeah.
And your blade comes down upon it. It's still standing. You've put a big dent in its armor, but these things don't go down until they're pulverized.
There was absolutely no point to this, but I just wanted it to happen.
All right, Viv, what do you want to do?
Jorvik traverses the incredible width of this slime effortlessly, swinging their powerful legs, and
So she sees Jorvik float over an abyss. Does she make a mental save about that?
oh, that's an abyss. I thought that was just slime. I just didn't. I
No,
didn't know it was
this is the abyssal like shaft that you guys are down in.
Oh, okay. Jorvik runs around. You know, Jorvik's gonna go give a thud to the automata.
Right.
Jorvik does parkour, ghost parkour, the easiest kind.
The
Alright, give us that
best
attack.
kind.
Never misses. Ghost parkour never misses. Bada
Guess we
bing,
never missed
bada
me.
boom.
Oh, lamentably that is a miss though.
You actually, Jesus, you did more
Fan
damage than
slaps
I
at
did.
him. But
Well, except that it missed.
yeah, so that's Viv's turn.
Jorvik is a psychic warrior in the eyes
Yeah.
of God. Yes, that's
All right.
Viv's turn.
It is Yuga's turn. Yuga's seen several foes before her. She thinks about it. And what happens if she tries to target Jorvik with a spell?
Big dumb.
It hits, and then Jorvik dies immediately. Jorvik has like no defenses.
I don't think that's what she's gonna do though. Here's what she's gonna do instead. Grim tentacles
Oh shit!
erupt from the ground, blue and ethereal, and
Oh my
they
God.
grasp. So Renric, Cass, Daria, Jorvik, and the Atoma give me evasion saves.
Holy fuck.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Not including Viv, correct?
Yeah, no, this is a 20-foot area.
Okay. And
Yeah, so you are very far
You're
from.
welcome to join us in the tentacle zone, but
I think Jorvik might actually be fine. Jorvik has an AC of 10, but doesn't seem to make saves.
So is he just like immune?
also he's a ghost.
I'm just gonna roll a d20, and if he gets above 12, he dies, or it gets below a whatever, something bad. Let's just see what happens.
Do a thing, and if it things, it things.
He's gone. Goodbye,
yeah.
Jorvik.
Yeah, so, there's a 20 by 20 foot area affected by this, beginning here, so 10, 15, this is 20. So, that's Yuga's, spell casting, for the turn. She steps into the rustles here and gets a little cover, and as she's near, like, in the foliage, basically. It's like foliage around her, some's cracking, but it's like she stepped into a bamboo forest, more or less. But more like a flower from the ground. Anyway, Forlorn Chevalier's turn. The Forlorn Chevalier makes a morale roll because you just informed him his country might exist. So he might have something to live for.
Literally, we told you your country exists and we have good ties to it. If you fucking don't attack us, we will fucking repatriate you.
Alright, so,
If you attack me, you're a fucking moron and you have absolutely no self-preservation
morale-
instincts whatsoever.
his morale is a 3 out of 9. So, okay, his morale is a 9, but it's a -3, but that means 6, but he rolled a 3. So unfortunately for
fine.
you, he stands firm. And also,
I am
who,
glad.
who failed that save? Oh, yeah, you were
the evasion save?
yeah, that was everyone
Everyone
but
but
Cass.
Cass.
Yeah.
Alright, you are presently restrained, and you'll have to do something to become unrestrained, as is the Atoma Warrior. Because, you know, what is a little friendly fire in the Grim Empress's service?
Mood. Perpetual mood.
Yeah. I'm
And,
with Goop on this one.
the Forlorn Chevalier is, you know, they're thinking about it.
Yeah, you better think fucking long and hard about it. I don't mean that in any sexual sense whatsoever. I literally mean like think about it long and think hard on
I
the
think the
subject.
Forlorn Chevalier doesn't think he's going to survive to reach his country if he betrays his new employer right
I'm
now.
going to kill you if you don't
Think
fucking
bigly.
attack me.
So, I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, we've made the rolls.
It
He
works,
made the
it
morale
works.
save.
You're a fool.
He swings
Dice are
his
for
blade
dice.
at you. A 15 does not hit. It does. Wait, it hits? Fuck.
Who? Me?
Yeah, doesn't it? Your token
Cass
says
doesn't
15.
have an amazing AC or anything. She's kind of just a normal bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
She
her
acts
AC
can,
like has other characters, but is lower leveled and therefore not actually invincible.
do you want a veteran's luck unhit yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
can
what I
I
was gonna say.
use that this time?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
because I'm
sword
assuming
twist.
I didn't use it when I made my play and took like
that was going sick.
7
Also, that
different
was your shock damage anyway. You would have dealt that anyway. So
Yeah,
yeah, the sword misses here. You make just the right twist to catch it on the spikes. You know.
I said stand down.
And he's like, I cannot abandon this duty. It would be dishonorable.
You said duty.
Alright, it's the mercenary's turn. The mercenary's taking a really nice
God
nap.
damn it.
It is Daria.
No one going to scream dishonorable, you're fringe. No, it's... Okay, I'm gonna magically heal cast while still restrained.
Alright, so I believe
And work on that bit.
Cass gains a system strain.
Oh, fuck yeah. I
For
mean,
5, which is
oh
terrible.
no, a system strain.
Alright, so she gains 5 health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have a
let's say
thing
I'm
for
at,
double
8
healing?
now.
No. Unfortunately, healing is a main action in battle.
And your movement
Okay,
action.
so then I want to try to get out of the
Yeah.
tentacles.
So the thing is, like, oh wait, yeah, you can. Sorry, I'm thinking of a different effect. Yeah, you can do that. Your movement action is trying to get out of the tentacles. Give me a Dex Exert. Yeah, you've managed to worm your way out of it. The pressure of being grasped at and the fear of being constrained and the need to flee triggers a mental save.
God. No, bad touch.
You gain you gain 2 system strain from the ash of the abyss
Ooh.
and the fear of, like, it's like you're a rat running in a maze from
Damn,
these
I'm at 3 of
tendrils.
7. Is that? I think that's half for me, essentially.
Yeah, you
3 of
go
7 is my favorite Star Trek character.
you go Ratto mode. And yeah, your dex is
know
up
what Star Trek
and
is.
your strength is
Don't
down.
talk about it.
So anything doing dex, get a
Okay.
+2 modifier.
Can I then like move out of the 20-foot square, or is my whole movement just
No.
being
Yeah,
unrestrained at this moment?
You had to use the movement action to become unrestrained, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's Daria. And Renric. Renric Carver, you're carving up the battlefield. What do you do?
Yes. First I will attempt to escape Tentacly Grasp.
First, I'll attempt to escape.
Alright, give me a Dex Exert.
There we have it.
You're struck by memories of getting your foot caught in a bit of netting in an old machine in the Arkspire as a young lad. Give me a mental save.
Oh man.
Oh my.
And yet, memory passes. Leaf on the wind. Another easy forgotten. Yeah, so that's your movement action. You have your action now.
Let's see. So I want to attack this guy.
You seek to defeat
Am
the
I
French.
am I able to step out over here, or
You know, so your movement, you'd have to spend your action to convert to a movement action to move more if you wanted to do that, because your movement action has been spent freeing yourself.
gotcha? Okay, I'm just gonna spend it attacking then.
All right. Roll to box.
do it.
You crush
There we
him with a
go.
stone
Better than
fist that bloodies his nose, sends him reeling back with a sacre bleu. And he slumps over.
Oh, I do love that.
Ha!
It is an Atoma warrior's turn. The Atoma warrior does not care that it is restrained. It attempted to punch Cass. It delivers 6 damage, which is the amount of health you have.
Oh my god.
Oof.
Welcome to the party.
It crumps you down. But your spikes are so long, it stabs them for 2 when you move in for the melee, as one of the spikes gets caught in the arm, and sparks come and whir off of it, little flakes of metal coming out with each twist of the cogs. Razor fast.
At least
Razor
I got
sharp.
some butter on the way down.
Yeah, so Automa Warrior's turn. It is Cass's turn.
And then
unfortunately.
it's Cass's turn, and Cass can't do shit because she's
Cass
unconscious
is
because she
mentally at
lost
the
6
moment.
health, which was exactly as many as she had. So whomever goes
Viv, what do you do?
Technically,
Viv,
you could scream Writhe.
Well,
Cass
Say-
ain't the
go-
type.
Sale's going to go start running to go pick up Cass. And Viv
Alright.
is going to continue to hide behind a giant
Bear in mind, the
burning
tentacle.
pile of rubble.
Well, bear in mind, that burning pile of rubble is actually 5 feet down from you.
Shit. Oh no.
You want to get down in there with the fire and the ash?
No, I think Viv's just gonna actually start moving towards the exit because that's cover.
Then bear in mind, your objective here is to like get these 2 groups and go. You don't have to
Gotcha.
kill
Yep.
everyone here. It's Yuga's turn.
But
He's standing
Yuga,
on them.
Yuga sees Viv. Yuga sees Renric. Yuga sees Daria. All 3 of you are up, and she uses chill time. All 3 of you make a mental save.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
somebody revive me. I'm the only one here intent on killing everybody except for our party.
All right, Viv.
Well, that's my turn.
Mental save.
Oh, me
Green
too.
freeze,
Oh, I thought it was
go.
a range thing. Oh no.
Cass is the good guy.
Okay.
Big dice.
So Daria alone takes 4 icy damage and must main or move action on her next turn.
Oh, let's use this. Is okay. I'll be 15.
So you are no longer restrained. Lost.
Oh wait, I can't get rid of this token, or my initiative would be
I'm
gone.
gonna make one of those memes where it's like that astronaut killing another astronaut, but it's, you know, looking at a world in which Cass is the good guy.
Yuga
and
gets
the caption
further
is,
into like the quote unquote
Has
reeds
Cass
here
always been the
and
good
lets
guy?
the
Always.
the unfolding, unturned umbrella parasails ruffles cover her. He's deep in it. Roland Chevalier is out of the fight. He's knocked out cold. The mercenary here is very unconscious, and no one's gonna go up there and shake her awake. Daria, it is your turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to try to stabilize Cass. What's the DC? 9?
Yeah, I believe so.
8? Like, has it been a full round? I can't tell.
Actually, no. Yeah, 8. It hasn't been a full round. Also,
Yeah, it hasn't been Cass's turn as it come around again.
I technically speaking think that you don't have to stabilize her.
Oh
if you
wait,
want.
should I just magically heal
Yeah,
her?
you can just magically heal her back up as long as she can take the next system strain.
I can take it.
Yeah, that seems way easier.
I have the best constitution in the entire
I
fucking
mean, yeah, it wouldn't even
Earthspire,
be an issue. You
apparently.
hadn't taken half of your system strain for no reason.
All right, so yeah, you're
Yeah,
down.
I'm just gonna take a main action.
I am
All right,
literally
and
took
roll
it
me
for no
roll me an
reason because
evasion
I
save
could.
as the tentacles around you try to grab at you.
Yup.
I pressed every button except for Jesus.
Oh, that was Daria, but okay. The Daria, you don't get grabbed. Cass, it's fine. You don't have to make that roll right now. So that is Daria's turn. Renric, what do you do, Mr. Carver? And also, you're gonna have to make an evasion save because you're in the tentacle zone.
All right. Big money.
Ooh, you are temporarily grabbed. What do you want to do?
Well,
The tentacles
time
grind
to
up
try
and
to escape again.
grasp you tightly. Your torso and legs constrained.
Can I attempt to escape immediately?
Yeah, you'll use a movement action.
Yep.
Okay, you fail. It crushes down on you, and the memories of weight and life overwhelm you. Give me a mental save.
Oof.
Big oof.
Yeah, you managed to shake them off.
Keeping it together.
So, Renric, you've got an action remaining. You could spend that also trying to get out, but then you're going to be in the same rigmarole next turn in terms of, you know, the endless dance between being constrained or not.
Yeah. Okay. Instead, I'm going to spend a little time observing this whole little setup. What exactly? So you said that we just need to grab it.
You need to reach into the center of these flowering purple, almost like upturned martini umbrellas turned plant, turned ruffle, like paper mache things that are very old and dried out, and you need to reach in and get these like vital conjunctive essences. There's 2 of them here.
Okay. And hypothetically, I could just run up to it and grab it.
I would permit you to retrieve it either as an action or, if you were to reach it, as a dex exert to quickly grab it.
Okay. I will see if I can do that next turn, because I can't do anything else.
And what are you going to use your action on? Or do you want to try and break away again?
Attack the warrior.
I can't reach the warrior. But okay, sure. I'll try to escape. That
You
was
could
a
screen
dex
an ally,
exert.
but that would be pretty dangerous. I mean, I know it's a move action, but I didn't usually use a move.
Alright, so Renric, you do actually manage to get free this time. Roll me another mental save.
Let's see.
Memories of fear, being constrained, drowning, overwhelm you. Your throat constricts. Gain 2 system strain.
Yeah.
Oh, that puts me over 25.
Alright, your fists stone up.
Can I taunt the automaton into attacking me instead of cast this turn?
Potentially, what do you say to it?
Well, what do I know about them? Like, do they have any kind of intelligence? Or, like, I guess I wouldn't really know. Dari probably wouldn't know that in character.
You've heard that they're unthinking, uncaring machines, but
Who
you've heard a lot of
knows?
things.
I know your father was a hamster and your mother smelt of elderberries. How about your sad
That would've
rusted
worked
tin
on the
can
French
with no
person.
job prospects about to be
So rude.
sold up the river by your boss.
Give me a convince charisma. It looks at you. You definitely attracted its head. So Renric, your turn's over. The Automa warrior on its turn rotates to the healer who's been healing Cass, realizes that there's a way to take care of that, and just tries to kick you in the fucking face with its kill foot. Because you're technically 5 feet down
With
from
the
it.
kill foot.
It thuds you hard up the side of the head for 4 damage.
Ouch.
Oh, I guess you have the health on your... Sorry, I'll let you handle that. Yeah, okay, so that's 4 damage.
Yeah, I'm tracking it on the...
And, yeah, that's the Automa Warrior's turn. It's trying to remove the healer from the equation. Cass, it's your turn. You are alive again. What do you want to do?
Oh, you know what I want to do.
Stand up and whack him? Wait, hold on.
You
Okay.
want to take
You want
an off?
You have to make me an evasion save to see if the tentacles grab you.
Don't you think I've already done that?
You have to do it like
You
every
have
time
not.
unless you actually move out of the square.
it's
Like,
a- it's-
Renric and I have like, been captured by
Fair.
these tentacles so many times.
I mean, I made it last turn when I didn't have to. I kind of figured.
Oh,
that would
you
stand
mean
for this
you mean
round.
sure? Yeah, you mean your evasion saves you made last time were a 15 and 18? Yeah, sure. So you pass.
Which, like, to be clear,
I was
I
asking
succeeded
Madeline
from
to
the
do it. It's
get-go.
fine. Yes, move. You will be offed.
Okay.
We don't really have
Cool.
time to spend like
I
a minute
welcome
on
the
every
op.
conversation.
It will probably
You walk.
kill me.
You walk. It ops
Give it
you.
to me.
It hits you for 2. You are up at 1 gaming. You are upon
Holy shit.
Oh my god.
this wizard's apprentice. He raises up a scepter meekly towards you and says, "These aliens have polluted your minds. Look at your body. Look at what they're doing to you. To us."
I was corrupted long before I chose to work for the fucking aliens.
And Darius,
Obviously,
that's
it's
what
your mark!
us. Where's the rat and snout on your body, bitch?
Yeah, so you fucking bring the sword down. Her AC is not that high. As she utters her last
God.
vehement words, her blood waters the upturned leaf, and she crumples,
That's what I
dead. You hear a loud whirring cry, sonically booming in the distance. You see a little silver flare explode in the ground, in the air above you. The power fades from the scepter she was holding. Cass,
grab it anyway.
that's your turn. It is Viv's turn. Viv, what do you want to do?
All right. We're going to have our sail start heading around the opposite direction.
All right, so there's some.
Yep, and head over there. And Viv is going to be watching patiently and hoping for the best.
Yuga is fucking dead. Daria, the tentacles grasping you fade from existence.
Oh, thank God.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot this automata.
All right, you look up. With the automata standing above you, you actually have a pretty good shot off the chassis. You manage to get it and lodge a spanner in the works. There's a creaking and a cracking of the bolt, and then you see it thunk, 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 painfully as the crossbow bolt head remains in the shoulder's mechanism, damaging it a bit. It's bloodied. It's halfway there. Not living on any sort of a prayer.
I'm like,
more
oh my
just-
God, it's like the brain thing. Crossbow bolts are magic. I mean, maybe not the good kind.
Amazing. So that's your action. You still have your movement action if you want to take it. If you step 5 feet away, it will op you.
Yeah, I don't wanna. Well, I guess that's actually a good point. Like, he's probably gonna attack me anyway. No, he should have to use his turn. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Renrick's turn.
All right. I see that we are still in somewhat of a precarious situation with the Tama warrior being very tough. So I'm just gonna book it. I run past.
All right. Do you take any sort of withdraw action? You can withdraw a move and then rely upon a Dex exert or Dex sneak to yoink this, or you could risk the op but certainly have the action to grab it. Which do you go for?
Let's do safe movement.
All right, the Atoma War, and then make me a Dex exert or Dex sneak at your preference to grab up a vital essence. Slurp. 1 of 2 vital essences acquired. You do it
Hell
so
yeah.
well that
Slurp acquired.
you move these like Brussels so well you could move a further 5 feet into them if you'd like, or not because you have to go the other way to leave. Up to you.
Yep, I take the 5-foot step.
All right, the Atoma Warrior looks behind it, and it does not like these developments, because you're not supposed to be getting away with that. She's gonna step away, but Daria doesn't have a melee weapon in her hand, so she can't op, I don't believe. And then, actually, rats don't have claws, what am I talking about? The Atoma Warrior...
I mean, yeah, they. What do rats have? Oh god.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I think they just have little.
They have little
hands.
teeny tiny
They have
claws.
fingers.
little toe beans. The Atoma Warrior...
They got the finger claws.
The Atoma Warrior
Yeah.
walks up and tries to bonk Renrick. Missing. It is Cass's turn. Cass is an Atoma Warrior trying to bonk Renrick. What do you do? The last of the essences is right here.
You can probably guess what I do. It's a swang and a. Well, that's a hit.
You bring a crushing blow down upon its form, cracking off a pauldron, revealing cogs and steamwork formerly obscured below. It's on its
Yeah,
last
yeah, I don't give a
legs.
shit about that actually. I move over here.
You exit op range of the Atoma Warrior.
What?
It's
Why?
gonna fucking up me.
Then don't
You'll
don't let him do it for free.
But just to
Darius
clarify,
shouts
Also,
like,
I
Cass,
need
if
cover.
you get
Be my cover.
you
Be
die again, I will.
clear.
I mean,
I
Cass,
am exiting op range
Yeah.
of the automaton to move over there.
yeah, I mean, she made. That's what Cass does. That's what Cass does.
At
The
like
op,
1 HP.
the
If
ops,
I fall, I fall.
the op swings out, bonks you for 3. You hit the dirt.
Well, I hit the dirt. Y'all got an open on this motherfucker who cannot op any of you.
Pat, that's not actually how it works in this game. You don't
That's
have to spend
not
a
how it
reaction
works
to
in
op.
this system at all.
Oh well.
Cass doesn't know work here.
Viv.
What, like,
What do you want to do, Viv? What do you want to do?
I'm sorry, Madeline.
We
I
have
failed
a
you.
sail up here, ready to get some goo, and we have Viv back here.
All right,
watching
Sail.
in horror.
Sail spends its action, or does Sail use a Dex Exert to have the movement to sprint with?
Moving to sprint with
All right, give me a Dex Exert from Sail.
Dex Exert. All right.
Just roll 2d6, honestly. Sure.
it's
Yeah,
2d6
grabbed it,
minus 1.
and that's 30 feet to scuttle away.
Badoo.
And what do you want to do, Viv? From here.
I watch in horror. Pass turn.
All right, Daria, turn.
okay, you know what? I'm honestly tempted to let Cass die because this is just really fucking with my action economy. But I'm gonna use my action to heal Cass.
Entirely fair.
All right, so you're gonna run up along the
Entirely.
rim and then heal her, or get up top, or.
No, I'm just gonna magically heal her from like here.
Oh shit! Right, you can do that shit. You're like, ooh. All
Oh
right.
no, you're right into Jason. I have to run up. Okay, so I'll move there.
You run up, you do some suturing. Yeah, I think it's like
Oh,
you are
another
such a
guy,
good
like,
doctor.
the
It's as if though you were doing magic.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's
Pat is up at 6
like
gaming.
I guess laying out of hands.
Jesus! I'm kind
Yet
of.
more combat
might be
trigger. Yeah.
shocked.
So Pat, yeah, how high is your system strain now, Pat? After you gain the system strain, because every
Okay.
time she's been healing you, you've been gaining system strain.
Yeah, just so
The
many.
saddest part of this is that my system strain isn't even at 75%.
All right, so that's Daria's turn. Renrick,
Thank you,
it's
bro.
your turn. What you want to do? You've got a goo. Sail's got a goo. Each one of these represents 10 to 100 years of Shenta life. This is what the operation going on in the distance, the clamor of battle is all for. The last standing foe is the Atama Warrior. What do you do?
Let's see. I'm going to prioritize the mission and book it. I'm gonna take a disengage action, and let's see, how far can I go? Over here.
And you drop down 5 feet to this
Prioritizing the
rim.
mission
You're running through the
should be
smoke.
killing the automaton.
Yeah, you make it to like here. It is the Atoma Warrior's turn. The Atoma Warrior steps once to the south, east. Cass, you can off it if you'd like.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll do it live.
You do your shock damage grating against its knee. It raises up its spike shooter. It can't get a clean shot on Renrick. It changes its aim for Sail. It pipes a spike.
Oh,
It
no.
misses with a wide shot.
Oh,
Cass,
thank
it's your
God.
turn.
Phew.
Cass's turn. Wow.
Not the
Yeah,
mascot
hit it.
character.
Just go hit it.
Didn't
Go hit
hear
it.
another one of those.
Slams into the
coming, but
automaton
you know
like a
what?
linebacker
We'll take it.
and rolls it into the abyss.
Yeah, alright.
Let's see what Cass does.
You bring your blade crashing down upon it and send it hurtling to the void, decapitated, striking down your foe. You guys have achieved victory. You quickly rush back through the tunnels. There's a whole Indiana Jones escape sequence. We are 37 minutes over. thank you all for coming out for part 2 of the Arcspire Season 1 Climax. We hope to see you after the holiday break. Big shout out to our
I
sponsors,
grabbed the
Fool's
Chevalier
Moon
on the way
Entertainment. Check out
Wink.
their Chessmates Kickstarter right now for an interesting chess-themed role-playing game. Y'all escape. You got the goop. You got the goods. And with this, the calculus has changed, and conclave is called of the clades and the censor to determine what is to be done. And yeah, we'll find out next time on Arcspire after the winter break. We might have a special event sometime over winter for like the Gathering of the Clades. Look out for that. The faction influence and all that will stay static for the moment, or I won't degrade it. But yeah, please consider coming out for the Discord, coming out for the other stuff. We have oh wow, everybody kind of left in the last 10 minutes. So yeah, for those of you who remain, we are gonna go raid 20 sides to every story. I'll catch you on the flip, dreamers.
Woo!
It's been real.
Take care.
Yeah.
And it's been good.
And it's been real good.
But...
Alrighty then. Alrighty then. And raid now.
Three.
Raid.